Good afternoon. It's June the 19th, 2017, and time to wrap up today's trading and take a look at the Globex session and our opening tomorrow morning. We'll start with a disclaimer. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations, unlike an actual performance record. Simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact of any of certain market factors, such as the lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they are designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Well, we liked the E-mini today. Pat's statistics liked the E-mini today, and the market rallied. This was our first sell signal. Our number 2 sell point was 49 to 51. And again, you can see how effective our number 2 levels are, even as counter trend trades. You can usually buy some time right there. We weren't interested in the short side of the market. We still think the market is going stronger. Close it above 2450, then it's going to be 2475. Close above 75, it's going to be 2500. Now 2500 has a wonderful ring to it, doesn't it? Can't you see the traders and all the people, all the large institutions out there? 2500. Wouldn't that be nice? And they're the ones that are going to make it happen. So right here on a 10-minute chart, you were long. Right in here on a Renko chart, you were long. You're really forced to buy new highs on buy stops right there. You'd be long just for the idea, and either of these two Bs put money in the account. Then it kind of gets very choppy right here. You have to wait and get on it. But this is the first legitimate sell, and that doesn't come until right at 11 o'clock Eastern. So we were on the right side of the market. We knew what we wanted to do, and we knew that we were probably going to have to pay up to get in. F1 is going to be higher lows, higher highs. Find a place to buy it. I'll put. That's what it looks like. Looking at the F2 screen. Be surprised if we had a B there, wouldn't you? Definitely a P. Volume and time are matched. They're exactly the same. So we're looking for a place to buy it. The news tomorrow, current account balance minus 122 BCF. Not BCF, 122B. Probably live with a deficit of 122 BCF, don't you think, as a country? So the trade's going to be sell failure to take out and hold 2450 and 54.56. On the buy side, 43.45. Make it 44.46 buy 1 and 40.42 buy 2. And the easiest to see is staying above north of 24.43.5. As long as we're north of that, the market should trade higher. No news in a summertime trading day. The stuff that I see going on beneath the surface of the news that nobody's talking about is this escalation. Iran sent 3 small boats to attack a Saudi oil field. We have the 5 Gulf states against Qatar. Russia said that they'll shoot down any U.S. aircraft in their fly zones or interfering with their activities. So tensions in the Middle East are getting hotter. And you never know which event can trigger a much more widespread event. And if a dictatorship is in trouble, the easiest way to stay in power is to start a war with somebody. Now, Russia can't go toe-to-toe with us, but they sure can muddy the waters. So I don't expect Russia to be shooting down any U.S. aircraft, but there was a terrorist attack in Paris today, another known wolf. Supposedly there's a new slashing. in London in one of the subways stations. It's just roiling up everywhere. We had a man of the left shoot a couple of police officers in the Capitol Police, and Congressman, I forget his name, from Louisiana. So things are heating up, and that's what we can't predict. Outside day on the 10-year. Find a place to trade it. No news to drive the trading tomorrow. Market really didn't fall out of bed, even with the new highs in the E-mini. But if the E-mini continues to rally, I imagine treasuries will be softer. And last week's FOMC, they are raising interest rates one more time this year, unless something drastic happens. So that's not bullish long term for bonds or treasuries. Okay, definitely a B right here. Last rotate up stopped at 18.5 or 13.5, so 16 to 20, sell 1. 23.27, sell 2. On the buy side, where we were this morning, 9 to 13, pretty aggressive for Globex. We'll probably adjust that lower, and then 1 to 5 for our second buy. No news to speak of tomorrow. Great day trading the 30-year, but it was all over quickly. And we had 24 30 seconds in the bag real fast this morning, and then there was more to be had later on in the session, but it got pretty quiet after that. So it's a good contract to become familiar with and learn how to trade. It can put a lot of money in the account. Last rotate up is 16, so 16 to 20 is number 1. 23.27, sell 1. 31.03, sell 2. And on the buy side, 8 to 12 is number 1. 1 to 5, buy 1. And 21.25, buy 2. But I'm pleased with what's going on. The way we've adjusted to summertime trading. Actually, it's doing us a little bit better than we had back in May as we headed into it. So we'll probably keep this. We're incorporating levels with information from the F5 screen to help us get better trade location and not jump into the market in front of the freight train or the bus, which has been good. And so we've actually had a pretty growthful June when you get right down to it. Okay, gold got hit with the Fed's promise to raise interest rates, or forecast to raise interest rates. That's not good for gold because unfortunately in gold, if you're going to live off your assets, you got to sell those assets off. And at least on treasuries or bonds, you can get money on your money and you can keep your principal intact. And in deflation, plus having to liquidate your assets in gold, I mean, that's a double whammy. Deflation makes bond prices go up, and it makes your interest payment more valuable. So you can make a much stronger argument for positioning in treasuries and government bonds than you can in gold for bad times. And I think that's what's happening right now. Okay, definitely a move out of the middle. Lower high, lower low in gold. And it took a while for it to develop, but eventually it did, and that's what it looks like right there. No doubt we wanted to be on the short side. It was just ever so slow to develop. We had a 45 to 50 buy basically. Our 49 to 51 buy didn't produce a hell of a lot of money, but our 54 to 56 sell recommendation this morning did. Okay, we got a pretty clean break at 48.50. So 48 to 50 sell 1, and then 54.56 sell 2. On the buy side, it looks like the low volume number is at 40. So 43.45 buy 1, and 39.41 buy 2. And we'll see if we can pull that off tomorrow. Okay, the room gets pretty quiet, and I know that I probably overkill my explanations for stuff, but summer's a fabulous learning time. So if there's any charts that you don't totally understand, or if you don't understand reading on the diagonal on the F5 screen, let's talk about it and see if we can't advance or speed up your learning process. So what we're here to do. Our objective and goal is a little bit different than other rooms. We'd like to teach you how to become a better trader. Outside day in crude, that implies trading range given what happened on the close, probably headed lower. A test of 43.77 is what I'm guessing is on the way. Stops below 44.20. So our first buy will be 44 even, 44 1/4 buy 1. And second will be 43.50, 43.75 buy 2. Let them get stops below 43.77. 44.75, 45 sell 1. It may take a 50 to get in. It just depends on what happens in Globex tonight. Then 45 1/4, 45.50 sell 2. Last rotate up after we spilled below 44.50, stopped at 44.50. So what we have going for us is normally after crude makes new lows, not necessarily new highs, and trend days down, it tends to pause. And looking at the euro, well, this morning everybody was euphoric. France, Macron's party, and I don't know what the name of his party is, won the parliament pretty handily, and everybody was excited. That's why the stock markets were up, and I think the euro sold today. So not everybody was on board with that. Equal low, higher high. We're going to be looking at a B on the F2 screen, so it'll favor the sell side, at least in London one time. So we've got stops down here below 88, and so I think they might get them. So let's put a buy 1 at 75.85, buy 2 at 11.50. On the sell side, 12.15 to 25, sell 1, 40 to 50, sell 2. And that does it for this June the 19th. I will see you bright and early in the morning. Y'all have a great evening. Back into the 90s for us tomorrow, so we'll have a pretty nice evening on the deck once again. Those are always fun this time of year. I'm out of here.